Hi everyone, I'm going to walk you through how to solve these problems on the PDF that was assigned. If you don't need to watch this, that's fine, but I'll go through the problems on the left-hand side of the page, or at least some of them. You guys do the rest. So in each section, the directions say write the slope-intercept form and the standard form of these lines. In some cases, it's already written one way or the other. We just have to find the alternate form. So question number 1 here says we're given the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Now, I don't know what that line looks like yet, so let me draw it and see. So if the x-intercept is 4, that means there's a point right here at 4, 0. And if the y-intercept is -2, there's a point here at 0, -2. So I can see between those 2 points, I went up 2 and over 4. I could also then throw in another point on the line. If I started here at the 0, -2, I could go down 2 and to the left 4, and I'd still be on that line. So I can get a sketch of that graph, and I do want you to draw the graphs everywhere there is a graph here. Now I can tell what the slope-intercept form is. Slope-intercept form is that y equals mx plus b. What I'm going to do is fill in a number for m and a number for b. And my b is my y-intercept, so that's -2. So my slope-intercept form will be y equals something x minus 2 because it's negative. The m is the slope, so between any 2 points on this line, I'm going to count my rise and my run, up 2 over 4, or I should reduce that to lowest terms. I can go up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2 puts me on that line. Same thing as up 2 over 4. I could go up 3 over 6 and still end up on that line. But my slope in reduced form, 1/2 x minus 2. I do want to make sure I have the sign of the slope correct. That is going uphill left to right, so my slope should be positive. So for the standard form is written like this. ax plus by equals c. So x and y on the same side of the equal sign, the number on the other, the constant on the other. We shouldn't have any fractions or decimals in our standard form, and the coefficient of the x term should be positive. So I'm going to take that y equals 1/2 x minus 2 and turn it into this new form. And I'll do that over here in the margins. So I have y equals 1/2 x plus 2, or minus 2. So a couple things I can do here. One of the things about slope-intercept form is that there shouldn't be any fractions or decimals. So I'm going to choose right now to clear out the fractions. I could do it at any point during this process. If there are fractions, I can clear them out. I'll do it right now. And the way I do that is I'm going to multiply through by the common denominator of all those fractions, in this case 2. I'll distribute. That would give me 2y equals 2 times a half, remember just 1 or 1x, and then 2 times the minus 2 would be minus 4. So there we go. Step number 1, I cleared out all the fractions. Now I need to move, second step, I need to move the variables over to the left. I have the y on the left, I need to move the x on the left. So I have positive 1x, I'm going to subtract 1x from both sides. That will cancel out my x on the left, give me a -4. And on the right now I have negative x plus 2y. Remember that x term comes first, the y term comes second. Now I'm almost done. The only thing I need to do is keep in mind that this leading coefficient should be positive, and right now it's not. So in order to clean that out, what I'm going to do is divide the whole thing through by -1, or multiply each term by -1. It doesn't matter which way I think of that. The end result is going to be that all the terms have the opposite sign. So I'm just going to change all of the signs, not just some of them, but all of them. The x minus x will become positive x, plus 2y will become minus 2y, and minus 4 will become plus 4, and there is my standard form. X minus 2y equals 4. So again, the idea of this worksheet is practicing graphing, practicing recognizing these two different forms, and moving them around between each other. And why don't you pause here, try number 2, number 3, number 4. Number 3 and number 4 are already in slope-intercept form. So we have a step there we don't really have to do other than just write down slope-intercept form here on the paper is y equals -x minus 2. So graph it and try to put it in standard form. Same thing with number 4. It's already in slope-intercept form. Try to change it into standard form and graph. So pause here, try those 3. And now we have a question like number 7. Number 7 is already in standard form. It's something x, 7x, minus 4y equals that constant of negative 16. So it's already in standard form. I don't know what this looks like, but I can graph it if I solve for y, if I put it into that slope-intercept form. So I'm going to do the opposite now. I'm going to solve for y. 7x minus 4y equals negative 16. I need to isolate the y, so I'm going to start by subtracting 7x from both sides. That gives me on the left negative 4y, so watch your signs here, equals. And because I write this equation in y equals mx plus b form, I'm going to write the x part first. So negative 7x minus 16. And then, to isolate the y, I'm going to divide by y. So not really great numbers there. However, if I divide by negative 4, I don't get a nice number in front of the x here, but that's okay because that number represents, remember, the slope, the rise to run ratio. On the left I have y. Y equals negative 7 divided by negative 4 is the same as 7 divided by 4, x, and then minus 16 divided by minus 4 would be plus 4. So now I've got my equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals 7/4 x plus 4. And now that's nice and easy to graph. I'll go to 4 on the y-axis. Now notice here I can't count up 7 and over 4. I run out of room. I know my line should be going like this. So instead of going up 7 and over 4, I'm going to go instead down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's my line. So if you run out of room on the graph, just head the other direction. Keep in mind, again, the slope in this case was positive. All right, try number 6. And then try 7 and 8 as well. 7 and 8 are not in any particular form, so I want you to put them in slope, intercept, and standard form. So kind of play around with them, see if you can get them in the correct form. When we go to number 9 and number 10, I haven't given you any equation, but I did give you the graphs of those lines. Can you come up with the slopes and the y-intercept, and then again practice that algebra of putting it into the other form as well. For questions 11 and 12, and down here at the bottom, I've given you the slope and I've given you the y-intercept. The slope-intercept form, that's the easiest thing you'll do all day today. If the slope is negative 5 over 2, our line is y equals negative 5 over 2 x minus that y-intercept of 4. Done. Done with the slope-intercept form. Can you then use some algebra, put it into that standard form? The rest of these equations, or the rest of these problems, are just moving things around, just practicing that algebra of transforming these equations into the two different forms, slope-intercept form, standard form. And that's it. Okay, so let's practice these. I will post the answer key probably by Saturday morning. Check your work versus my work. I am not going to check this. I don't care. It's not going to benefit you at all just to copy my work down, all right? We are practicing. You have a test next week. We're practicing these skills. So make sure you do it. Come in next week with questions. All right, and that is it. All right, guys, have a great week. Bye-bye.